Ballin' season is almost here, but of course, we'll keep up talking season in the meantime and talk some Bama with Stephen M. Smith of Touchdown Alabama. Catch a show every Monday, Wednesday, Friday right here on YouTube. It's In My Own Words right there at Touchdown Alabama. And Stephen, we appreciate you stopping by. How you doing?
Absolutely, my man. It's been good, Mark. SEC Media Days, not in Birmingham, in Atlanta this season, or this year. So it was interesting seeing all the cast of characters that we do each year in terms of coaches, and seeing all the players down there, and of course the media finished the voting for the preseason all SEC teams, and Bama got 19 guys there, a league high, and 10 of those guys made the first team, and of those 10 guys, 5 of those guys transfer players are making that first team list there for Alabama.
Yeah, so besides Eli Ricks and Jahmyr Gibbs, who else did we have on that list?
I know it was Gibbs. It was Gibbs. It was Ricks. It was Jermaine Burton was on there. So that would be 3. Defensively, well, maybe it was 3 instead of 5. Maybe it was just those 3 guys: Ricks, Gibbs, and Burton. I thought I saw Tyler Harrell, but no, Tyler Steen actually made the second team list. So for first team, it was Gibbs, Ricks, and Gibbs, Ricks, and Burton on that first team list.
Well, shame on me. I haven't heard from Nick Saban this week. I DVR'd all the SEC and ACC and trying to keep up with everything. I've yet to catch up with Nick Saban's comments. Anything that stands out to you in regards to, he typically comes to the podium and he's got a message to send. He's got a theme for the year.
So after him talking about how his wife, Miss Terry, has got him better at cleaning and responding better to questions from the media, I think Saban's biggest message was he's not against name, image, likeness. He understands that Alabama is one of the programs that is in the have category, meaning Alabama has the means to create those compensation opportunities for their athletes. But he used the term wanting more competitive balance. And I get it. People look at that word and go, what does Saban mean by that, competitive balance? And I guess he's been for more parity in college football, though it's hard to have parity when you have so many dominant programs like your Alabamas, your Ohio States, in years past, your Clemsons and teams of that nature. But I guess competitive balance in everybody being on the same wavelength in terms of the NIL and having it, regulated and having it used the right way. But because since this is so young in this process, and we're all still learning about how does it go, how is the money divvied out? Is it divvied out in increments? Is it divvied out in small payments? Is it divvied out based on game by game performances? This is still young for us in the media. So it's still young for college football in and of itself. But I think that was his biggest message, being he's not against NIL at all. He's for the players getting paid. It's just, how do we go about doing that where it's still a competitive balance? And along with that, his biggest message is, with this team, finding a way to answer different challenges. Bryce Young, returning Heisman Trophy winner at quarterback, but his hunger is trying to win a national championship, as did not accomplish that this past season as a starting quarterback. The offensive line, you replaced Doug Marrone with Eric Wolford, and this is a group that was kind of young last year at spots, especially at right tackle and at center, but Alabama seems to have its center now, and Seth McLaughlin. Right tackle could very well be J.C. Latham, the 5-star who came in the 2021 class, arguably the most college football ready of the linemen that came in that 2021 group. So offensive line, Saban kind of very high on that group. He thinks Wolford is going to do a very outstanding job with that unit. And then in the defensive backfield, Bama's had some guys a bit banged up. Kyrie Jackson, Kool-Aid McKinstry, got some nicks and bruises there in the spring. But those 2 guys are healthy. They should be good to go. Eli Ricks, coming over from LSU, had the shoulder injury this past season, didn't play much with the Tigers in 2021, but he's caught on to some things. He's learned some things here where the Crimson Tide are concerned, and the expectations for him and that he has for himself are to have a really productive season. But I think for me, Mark, it goes to that defensive line. Can Freddie Roach pop some guys out on that defensive line that can create that havoc, that can create that pressure to the quarterback, and that can stop the run? Because there were moments last year where Alabama's defensive front did get run on. So can the DJ Dales, Tim Smiths, Justin Aboigbees, Byron Youngs, and these other defensive linemen, can these guys create that wall where you're not only getting to the quarterback, but you're stopping the run also?
The one thing that I did catch, Stephen, was Nick Saban at the SEC Network desk talking to the commentators there, Greg McElroy and the crew. And what was funny was, of course, he gets met with this retirement question constantly.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, what am I going to do? What else am I going to do with my life? This is what I like to do. This is what I enjoy. Everybody's trying to push me out the door. And of course, every coach in the SEC and everyone that battles Nick Saban on the recruiting trail wants to make people believe that he's going to be history here in the next 2 or 3 years. And that's not necessarily the case. The man's functioning extremely well at 70 years old. I would like to have that much energy. Why can't he coach another 5, 6, 7, 8 years?
That's the thing. It's Mark, Coach Saban does not like to be in the house. Miss Terry doesn't want him in the house. I mean, of course, she'll provide a list of things for him to do when he does those things, but let's just be honest. He can't stand to sit down. She doesn't like for him sitting down. So Saban feels like he wants to coach another 5+ years or so. And the energy is there. The motivation is there. Certainly the challenges that college football present him to sharpen him even more, they are there also. So I don't see a reason why Saban could not coach another 5+ years. I just look at, he loves to be challenged. When the game stops challenging him, then you can kind of see, okay, here could be a problem because the game has stopped challenging him. But as much as the game continues to evolve and the game continues to get different, Saban loves to crack codes. It's kind of like he doesn't feel satisfied until he cracks a code on something. And for a while, it was recruiting. Then it was, can he win multiple championships? Then it was, can he be able to replace talent that he loses to the NFL every year? Then it became, can he, upgrade his coaching staff every year? Now here comes NIL. Can he master that, so to speak? Can he master the transfer portal, which he's gotten a good gist in doing that? It's just every year the game provides a new challenge. And for Coach Saban is, can I master that challenge? Or will I get hit with, here's a challenge that has stomped him? Will this lead to him going out the door sooner than what he would like to? So the game keeps Saban young. He's a young 70. It keeps him young, and as long as there are challenges that the college game will throw at him, it will continue to keep him young, which to the unfortunates of other coaches out there, they go, can he just leave already? Why does the game continue to keep him young? Well, there's a Saban that just loves being challenged.
And of course, cracked the code of the updated offense and brought his offense into the modern age and quickly acclimated himself there.
Well, he can thank Lane Kiffin for that one.
Very true. Very true. There's also, I want to get the facts on this one. So, of course, the news was released here in the last day about Kirby Smart's updated contract extension, which is eye-popping. 10 years, close to $12 million a year. Is there some type of stipulation? I should have looked into this because I saw some things on social media. I saw some headlines connected to Nick Saban. Does he have some stipulations in his contract that would kick in to keep him highest paid or one of the 3 highest paid or something like that?
I think the board of trustees here in Tuscaloosa, Mark, they're hard at work because you gotta realize when they saw that contract coming out for Kirby Smart, and Kirby deserves it. I mean, 12 years, 120 million, after winning the first national championship in 40 plus years for the Bulldogs. And Kirby's hungry to keep this thing going. Here in Tuscaloosa, Greg Byrne and the Board of Trustees saw that and go, okay, we got to make sure our guy Nick Saban knows that he's loved here. So they're somewhere in the works, fine-tuning, tweaking. They got the advocates out, putting together numbers, trying to figure, okay, what do we have to do here to match that or go above that end? I think part of that would be, how this season unfolds. Can Alabama get back not just to the college football playoff, but win that national championship, which would give Saban his 8th overall and would give Saban his 7th just at Alabama, putting him firmly above the legendary Paul Bear Bryant, where just Alabama football is concerned. So rest assured that behind the scenes, Greg Byrne and the powers that be, they are scratching their heads wondering, okay, Georgia pulled this card for Kirby Smart. We're in the laboratory right now trying to get all the calculators and the boosters in one room and all the financial people. What do we got to do here? So Greg Byrne is at work right now.
He is Stephen M. Smith of Touchdown Alabama. Catch a show right here on YouTube. It's every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, in my own words, 6:30 Central Time. Give Stephen a call. Talk Bama football, the SEC, and the entire landscape of college football with so much going on. Well, the SEC and the Big Ten seem to be waging war at this point. We're on a bit of a rest right now, but we'll see what the next steps are.
Not just the Big Ten and the SEC, Mark. It seems like the Big 12 is trying to poach schools, and the Pac-12 is wondering, are we a dinosaur? Are we going extinct? Like, what's going on with us? So, you got super conferences trying to unfold, conference realignment. Saban gets brought up the question, Coach, do you want 9 or a 10-game conference schedule? And Coach is always down for that. But seems like we want more college football. With more college football comes conference realignment. So this is coming. This is becoming intriguing. Do we get 20 teams per conference? Hey, this is going to be fun here.
Well, I don't think that the Big 12 is going to be able to match the Big 10 or the SEC up at the higher rungs. But if they collect enough teams just to keep themselves relevant, just make a massive conference and go grab Arizona, Arizona State, Utah, Colorado, Oregon, Washington, just grab them up, and you maintain relevancy just by having sheer numbers, I guess.
That's what they're trying to do. And of course, you look at the ACC and once again the Pac-12, they're like looking at each other going, what's wrong with us? Are we just way behind the 8 ball, or do people not love us?